So I got this report again today from Arise News, and this is from the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And again, we have our bold senator, Senator Adams OSHIOMOLE. OSHIOMOLE is calling for a bold stance this time, bold actions from the Nigerian government. He is saying that, look, we have to retaliate. Nigeria's government has to confiscate profits owned by South Africans in the South African companies in Nigeria. I mean, shares by South Africans in companies that are owned by South African in Nigeria. Now listen, he's not talking about profits made by those companies, because those companies, some of them are actually owned by Nigerians. All right, Nigerians have shares in those companies and own the majority shares in most cases. However, these companies were originally started by South Africans, and South Africans have shares in those companies to date. So he is saying that the profits that are accruing to the shares that are owned by South Africans in those companies should be confiscated, should be seized, and then those profits should be used in making compensations to Nigerians whose businesses and livelihoods have been destroyed in South Africa. Some have been killed, so compensation should be made to their families, and those whose business have been burned and looted and destroyed should be compensated as well, because the South African minister has spoken with disdain against Nigerians and has said they will not pay any compensations. Now, these mob actions, OSHIOMOLE said, is endorsed by South African government, or at least is sustained by them. So this is the point. Let's watch now. Let's watch.
Comments by a South African minister to the effect that compensation will not be paid to those Nigerians whose properties were looted, shot, burned, and even life taken. But the government of Nigeria reciprocate by appropriating the profit accruing from South Africa shares in all South African companies in Nigeria, including their banks, IBCT, that the money be seized and used to pay Nigerians. Taking into account that this decision to give Nigerians June 30th as deadline was taken by a mob and respected by the government of South Africa. So we can't allow our people to come. We take taxpayers' money to pay compensation when South Africa investment and profit is being taken away. I urge that the profit be appropriated and use it to settle those who have been brutally destroyed, business burnt, life lost.
Thank you.
It does not require any further investigation because the facts are self-evident.
Thank you very much.
A month ago, at this Senate, under your leadership, we took a decision that the issue be investigated by Foreign Affairs. You even suggested, your leadership, that we should send people to South Africa. So it doesn't mean that our decision must coincide with your opinion, with profound respect.
Okay, what we do,
we tell the committee until the people are killed.
Senator OSHIOMOLE,
when one man monopolize madness, there can be no peace.
But do you know what happened thereafter? After all of these bold suggestions by OSHIOMOLE, do you know what the Senate did? Not surprised. They asked him to withdraw his position, his proposal. They asked him to withdraw that. And in place, the Senate decided to set up a committee to investigate these matters. Now, you have to understand that these matters have been investigated for a long time. These are self-evident. But the Senate is reluctant in taking any decision. They are afraid. I don't know what they are afraid of. And they ask OSHIOMOLE to withdraw. Of course, OSHIOMOLE refused and stood his grounds and refused to withdraw his position. Now, another senator also did something similar. But this time, he is asking the president, the federal government of Nigeria, to sever ties, to cut ties with South Africa, to sever diplomatic ties with South Africa. And so, cut off every relationship with South Africa. That's what he's asking. Let's watch.
Nigerians have been killed left, right, and center. And there has never been any action except to condemn this thing by mouth. don't Nigerians deserve to live in other countries? Even if they are armed robbers, even if they are criminals, are they supposed to be killed in that kind of manner? And that's why countries like United States of America is different. And that's why you could see the connection between United States citizens and their country. Here we don't care. It doesn't matter. Yet, the cornerstone of Nigerian foreign policy is Africa. But that has to change. We must show Nigerians in diaspora that we care. We must show that we care, that we have a government that can protect them. Simplicity, Mr. President, talking, lamenting, is not going to take us anywhere. There has to be an action. And actually, let's sever diplomatic relationship with South Africa. Let's sever relationship with South Africa. So if we do that, we are sending a signal.
If you do that, you are sending a signal. Those were his words. He's trying to say that words without actions are not going to have any impact. South Africa's government is going to respect our actions and not our words. But what happened again with the Senate? The Senate decided to ask him to withdraw his petition, to withdraw his proposal. They asked him to stand down his proposal. Nigerian Senate under Akpabio has no spine. Yeah, I understand that we have to tone down a bit. There's need for some diplomatic talks and all of that. But believe me, South Africa has no respect for diplomacy. Believe me. So even in diplomacy, there's retaliation. There is retaliation in diplomacy. But all the same, the Senate decided that everything should be stood down until the report of the committee, which is fixed for 2 weeks. But this committee, what are they going to say? What are they going to review? And what are they going to say? Let's watch, and we'll continue to give report on this. Thank you. This is Political Nigeria. Subscribe and keep watching.